Hey guys, Triple B here. Tonight we're trying out the third place list from the recent San Diego Regionals. Arceus and Duraludon VMAX piloted by Grant Shen. Pretty cool deck, and definitely interesting to seeing Duraludon still popping up in the meta. Pretty happy about that. It's a very interesting card, to be honest. I did change one card, being an Echoing Horn being added in, but other than that, 59 cards are the exact same list that he's run. So we've got a 4-2 line of Arceus Vstar. If you haven't seen it by now, what it does is Trinity Nova for 3 colorless energy, 200 damage, search your deck for 3 basic energy cards, and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way that you'd like. So it's an effective way to do some damage and set up other attackers. The V-Star Power Starbirth lets you search your deck for any 2 cards, once per game, and just put them right into your hand. So maybe you need a special energy to get this going. Attach a basic energy, attach a double turbo energy. We can use Trinity Nova, do 180, knock out a Crobat or a Luminion to take some prizes, and set up a Duraludon. It's a very effective attacker. Does evolve from Arceus V that has Trinity Charge. For 1 double turbo energy, we can just search our deck for 3 basic energy, similar to the V-Star, but without doing any damage. So if we're going second, it's not a bad way to just kind of get things set up and get the ball rolling. For the Duraludon VMAX, has a very interesting ability in Skyscraper. You get to prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have special energy attached. There's quite a few Pokemon running around using special energy, main one at the moment being Lugia that is fully reliant on it. So if they don't have a path to the peak in play, they're not going to be able to knock this out. They do run the amazing rare Yveltal that has an effect, knock out a Pokemon, but we have a big Parasol to prevent that from happening. Its attack, Gmax Pulverization, does 220 damage and isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So Duraludon can be going through another Duraludon's Skyscraper ability, even if it had special energy attached. It can go through Miltanks if they're trying to prevent Vs from attacking. It's just a really amazing attack to be able to use and just go through some very difficult situations. Does evolve from Duraludon V. We're using the Steel type one that has the ability Hard Coat, so this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. It's going to be pretty rare you're attacking with this, but we theoretically could set it up. It has Gatling Slug that does 10 damage and 40 more damage for each steel energy attached to this. So if we paid off the attack with only steel, we'd be doing 130. It's not big damage, but it is an option to have in the deck. For the trainer cards, we've got 1 copy of Echoing Horn. Like I said, I added that in myself. It's a little bit different from the deck list, so if you're looking to just run the straight 60, just cut that Echoing Horn and add in a 4th Pokegear. 1 Escape Rope for some Switch potential, as well as 1 copy of Switch. 2 Evolution Incense, just to make sure we get our Arceus online when we need it, and 2 copies of Hyper Potion. Since Arceus is able to accelerate out additional energy, we can overstack energy for attacks and then use Hyper Potion, just ditching them and getting some free healing out of it. It does cost 2 energy to use this. You discard 2 energy and heal 120. Nice thing about this, though, it also combos with double turbo energy. Since that counts as 2 energy, we can attach it for turn, use a Hyper Potion, discard it, and heal. For some more Switch, we've got 3 copies of Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Balls, and then for some additional healing, we've got 2 copies of Crystal Cave and 2 copies of Training Court for energy retrieval. The deck isn't doing massive damage. Duraludon doing 220, Arceus doing 200 or 180 if it has double turbo energy, so we are going to run quite a bit of Gust, and that's why I like having the Echoing Horn. 4 copies of Boss's Orders means we can just be gusting at basic Vs, Luminions, Crobats, taking out easy knockouts with that. The Echoing Horn means if we've knocked out a Crobat, we can just theoretically bring it back, boss it up again, knock it out again, and just take some easy prizes like that. The Duraludon not getting hits by special energy makes it so we can just kind of sustain, and the Hyper Potion lets you as well. For draw support, we do have 4 copies of Colress's Experiment. It can be a little bit confusing seeing this in here as we're going to be lost zoning things, but the idea behind it is you can be lost zoning your other basic Pokemon. So if we've got Arceus Vs going in the discard, it means our opponent could be using Echoing Horn to bring them back and take easy knockouts. Whereas if we're using Colress's Experiment, if we're hitting those Arceus and we don't need them, we're just going to chuck them in the lost zone. They can't get Echoing Horn from the lost zone, and then we're protected in that way. The idea of the deck is we want our opponents to have to take 8 prizes. We set up 1 Arceus, get 2 Duraludons set up, and then they take out the Arceus, they got to go through the other 2 Duraludons. And it just makes it a very difficult game for our opponents to play. The other way we can sneak out Duraludons and some draw support is we have 1 copy of Single Strike Mustard. You can use this card only if it's the last one in your hand. You get to search your deck for a Single Strike Pokemon and put it onto your bench. It doesn't say basic, so we can be getting the VMAX and putting it right onto our bench. After that, you get to shuffle your deck and draw 5 cards, which is pretty sweet. So it's draw power and evolution acceleration, which is a very handy card to have in the deck. We've also got 1 copy of Raihan for some additional energy acceleration. If one of your guys was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, attach basic energy from your discard to one of your Pokemon and search your deck for any card. So we can be getting Hyper Potions as we need them, maybe a big Parasol if we see an Yveltal, things like that. It's just a really good option to have. And then 3 copies of Marnie. I did mention it already, but in case you're not familiar with it, we have Big Parasol. So as long as the Pokemon this is attached to is in the active, you prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to all of your Pokemon. So let's say we've got a Duraludon in the active, our opponent's trying to attack with Sableye, putting damage counters, it'll prevent that. They try and knock us out with Amazing Rare Yveltal, it'll prevent that, or maybe they're using Articuno or Zekrom to try and paralyze us. Not going to happen. It's a really good card to have in this deck and fixes up a couple of matchups that otherwise would be a little bit difficult to deal with. For energies, we got 4 copies of Double Turbo Energy to charge up the Arceus, and for those Hyper Potions, and for basic energy, we're looking at 3 fighting and 6 steel. Duraludon's attack cost is 1 fighting and 2 steel, so that's why we have less fighting than the steel, so do be mindful just to make sure you're not running yourself out of the energies, and you can get those attackers set up. That's the deck list. If you like it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button to let me know, and subscribe if you like shenanigans like this and want to stay up to date on what's kind of good in the meta. I do try and cover the regional winning lists, so as they happen, we'll see them, and then week by week I do just kind of cover more shenanigans type things. But let's see how we go with this and hop on the ladder. Alright. Aside from the fact we don't have an energy, this is a pretty good hand. Got the Evo Incense to get into the V-Star next turn. Stoutland makes me think we are up against Lugia again. I'm almost thinking we just pass though. We bench this and we pass. Because with this one on the bench, we can evolve it, get it into the V-Star, get a DTE, attach it to him, use Trinity Charge, and charge them up. Does mess up our prize trade a little bit, because then we're not making them take 8 prizes. They can go 2, 2, 3, but I think we'll be fine. You got an Eevee as well, nice. Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen the Eevees pop up. They are my favorites though, so hopefully soon. Alright, let's see, what have I got? Oh, he's pretty cool. There we go, this will be my buddy. Okay, or we just top deck into the DTE, that's fine too. And then I'm thinking we can just hold, right? Although I guess it probably does make more sense to get into the V-Star. We can get into the V-Star, Ultra Ball these 2 away, get into a VMAX, and then get a supporter for turn. Like I'm almost thinking we get into a VMAX with Starbirth as well. Well, I guess with Starbirth we could just go into Mustard, right? That make it awkward though? Might make it awkward. We've already got this one up to evolve. Yeah, we just do that. I feel like the Marnie's going to help them though. They didn't even play any energy last turn. They do have the Archeops in the discard though. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe it bites us in the ass, maybe it doesn't. I'm just concerned at the fact that they very easily could get Lugia charged up. Hindsight, we probably could have got a big Parasol just to protect us from the Yveltal. You caught a Necrozma, but they deleted the sprite for him. Huh. Literally a Pokemon that wasn't even supposed to be a thing. Somehow Ultra Necrozma spawns and you caught it, and then they deleted it. That's not cool. You think they would have just honored it and been like, hey, if you've caught it, like, you keep it, but just make it so it's no longer obtainable. Had it missing though into the game or something? Yeah, do they not have all the Sun and Moon guys? I thought they had all the Pokemon in it. Or are they releasing it like Pokemon Go does? And just doing like generation by generation? Learned something new today. Cool. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Okay, so they're into XY. Cool. I like when they do that and just like kind of drip feed it into it. Because if you get them all at once, I don't know, a lot of guys just kind of become redundant. Like, oh, you don't really need it in there. Yeah, so Sylveon's in it. Nice. We haven't got a new Eevee in a while, though. I guess we got Gigantamax Eevee in Sword Shield. But normally it's like every 2 generations, like, here's a new Eevee. We're still missing, well, a lot of them. Like, they could do a Steel, Poison, Ghost, Fighting, Rock. Ash is retiring. Hey, Poke Collector, how's it going? Thanks very much for the bits, bud. Much appreciated. You having a good start to the week so far, Poke Collector? Yeah, no, I heard about Ash retiring. It's like 25 years, and they're like, okay, Scarlet and Violet, new protagonists. Yeah, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. It'll be interesting. It's like an end of an era. You're upset? Ah, don't be upset, man. Enjoy the time you had. Don't be angry that we're not getting more. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Cheers, bud. Make sure you're hydrating as well. Oh, you literally hit me with a pound, puppy. Oh, we're going all in on the hydrates. All right. All right. Okay, so we put this one active. I think we just manually start charging this guy up. Question is, do we gust up the Lugia? I think we go for the Archeops. Because we take the Archeops out of play. It makes it so he's not going to be able to get an Yveltal set up out of anywhere. Right? So it's like he needs Path to kill this, or he needs Yveltal. And now we're making it, hey, you need 2 turns to get the Yveltal online. Or you gust up this, and yeah, you take that out, but then you need 1 prize. You've got to take out a 3 prizer for it, and they're effectively invincible up against you. Oh geez, we're getting a lot of hydrates. Yeah, I'll just finish it. I guess the trade-off here being we knocked it out, which means they can get into the Yveltal. Like, we could have gusted up the Lugia and half hit it, not taken a knockout. It doesn't give up a spot. This isn't coming out. Or Zard. No, like, because the Zard, they need special energy too. Like, Zard can't hit this. The only way Zard could hit this is if they have Path to the Peak in play, and if they have Path to the Peak in play, Zard needs more energy to attack, so Zard still can't hit it. Yeah, if they Marnie us into a boss here, we are fine. Okay, no boss, but we do have Pokegear. So we can go Ultra Ball, probably this way, then Pokegear, hit boss. We got 3 more in the deck, 33 cards. They just get rid of one of their own Lugias? Okay. That's fine. Did he seriously just do that? You still take damage. You goof. Okay, well we got the umbrella anyways. In? Yeah, let's get that. Beautiful. Okay, we got boss. I'm pretty sure that's just game at this point. Like, they've got no comeback. They don't run Pokemon Recovery. Abelto's out of play. They just lost a lot of energy they committed to that. Only other prize. Yeah, that's game. Oh, Lugia. I'm genuinely considering running Arctura for regionals now. I guess it's not regionals, it's IC, or IC. Because the other one I was playing around with Arceus Umbreon Espeon deck list, but it was just so bricky. And like this, it's not really bricking. It's basically just, it's the list that came in third place at the San Diego regionals. I changed one card out. I think I'm going to change another one though. I want to add in Karen's Conviction as well, just so Dura can spear things. Like if they're down to one prize like that, it's like, cool, I can use Karen's Conviction and do 320. So up against, like in a mirror, I can just spear. View VMAX moment? Yeah, up against View VMAX too, it's very powerful. Spear through 320. But up against Mew VMAX, the idea would just be gust up their Genesects. Again, we're starting without an energy in hand. Like, we've got so many in the deck, but so few in the hand. Okay, Ice Rider. They're not going to be running special energy. They are steel weak though. So if we have 3 steel on here, we're doing what, 130? We double it to 260. It's not quite a knockout. Yeah, I think we just passed. Also would have been nice if we just had another Arceus in hand. So we could have benched another Arceus, then at least it's, hey, evolve up the one on the bench, get a DT, get this going, charge these up. And the other consideration I have for the deck is, do we add a Volo or add a Charon's Care? Because Volo would be nice so that if something does like half hit into us, we can just get rid of a Dura or get rid of an Arceus. So we're not sitting with things on our bench. Yeah, I'm definitely liking Arctura. It's good. And with the next set too, like getting Radiant Eternatus, I feel like it'll be a very good addition to it. Because then like 4 of these turns when, hey, we're going first. Alright, cool. Quick ball, get into an Eternatus, throw it down, get the 2 VMAXs. We could also run a thinner Duraludon line. But then it's pretty reliant on hitting that Eternatus turn 1, so I'm not sure if the value's there. Alright. So they didn't get any energy out. DTE in that is a bit confusing. Different, definitely different. Like I'm almost thinking we boss up the Greninja just to slow them down a bit. But at the same time, it kind of punishes us. Let's see if we can get into a draw sport. Okay, good. Do this. Can we get into a DTE? No? Okay. I'm kind of thinking we take that Marnie. Definitely take that. Take that. Like losing the energy, is it going to punish us? Probably, but we also need to get some draw power. Because right now we're under path. I'm thinking we do still attach this. Attach it, evolve it, gives us some more HP. as it stands right now, if they can get Melanie attach, they can go through us with Max Lance, right? 250, 280 with a belt. Yeah, like I guess we could have held off evolving this one. Just evolved this one up, attach the energy, let him go through it. He has to discard the energies. Okay, never mind though. They don't even have any energy yet. They've got no way to accelerate. No Melanie. DT for Ride of the High King, I guess? And maybe Drapion? Odd though. Oh, and I guess Luminion. Okay, DT isn't a bad call. That's like a one-off in the deck, I guess it makes sense. We see 2 or 3 more though. I don't know. No energy attachment. Oh, interesting. Giving this Parasol do anything? Not really. Yeah, we already hope to get into a DT. Hope this doesn't help them. Didn't get DT, but we do have the Counter Stadium, which effectively gets us into DT. We grab that. That charges up that. We grab the other VMAX? Or do we keep this as a basic because it hits weakness? Might do that. There's also an argument for Escape Rope? No, I think we do Boss. Yeah, grab Boss. We have hit through this. It's able to one-shot us. We're able to return that to them though. And yeah, we're just gonna do this to charge these up. Got a steal to attach next turn, so we're fine. Gets the fighting out for this, which is the difficult part to go. He one-shots it. This comes active, one-shots it, and we can boss up something. And then just kind of go through it. They're not able to one-shot us ever with Max Lance, into the VMAX at least. They can go for the Arceus, but it's still making it. They've got to take 7 prizes. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Bluefish, how's it going, buddy? Oh, you saw the new emotes I snuck in there. What do you think? You for them? I figured, like, I made them as assets for a video, and I'm like, oh, these actually pretty sick as emotes. We grab Marnie? Nice, yeah. I'm trying to get better with that kind of stuff. Slowly but surely. But yeah, Gmax pulverization, we pierced through that. We've got a very small bench, which means to do like noticeable damage, they need to be discarding energy. We've got to go Melanie attach, ditch it, does 250. We've got this in play though, so we can just heal off a bit. If we can get into a hyper potion as well, we can just attach double turbo energy, hyper potion. Yeah, Vika won regionals. It's kind of busted. The deck list isn't posted yet though, so I'm just running the 3rd place Arctura. I did change 1 card though, I added in a Echoing Horn, because I feel like with the amount of gust it has, it makes sense. Like just being able to Echoing Horn back a Luminion or a Crobat and pop it. But yeah, here we're kind of just sitting that if this doesn't get bounced, we swing through it. If they're able to gust these 2 up though, we are in a bit of a tough spot. We've got the VMAX though to evolve him up next turn to make it so that he's not a target at least. Okay, so they're going for the escape rope though. This effectively has 250. What's his damage cap at? It's exactly 250. Okay, yeah, so we'll just put the Arceus up. They knock this out, that's fine. These two are very difficult to deal with. I think that's the right call. Really Roxanne's me. Okay, that complicates things. So it's like I have rope in hand, I have DTE in hand, like I've got ways to get this out. Yeah, that complicates things. Yeah, how do you feel about Vikavolt winning Bluefish? Like, it's kind of interesting that it's still seeing play, because it's from, like, what, base set Sword Shield? And it's still popping up? Oh, can we just get into a switch? That's fine. Arctura is just popping off. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards this for IC. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you need some more shenanigans and deck lists, they should be popping up on the screen right now. Till next time though, take care of yourself.